Okay, dear students, today we'll be discussing about the biological classification questions, MCQ questions from this chapter. So the first question that we have is the biological classification of plants and animals was first proposed by Andreas Vesalius, Aristotle, Hippocrates, Theophrastus, Stephen Hales. The answer is Aristotle. Aristotle for the first time proposed the primitive type of biological classification of plants and animals. Okay, so Aristotle classified plants into aquatic plants and terrestrial plants, phanerogamy and cryptogamy, angiosperms and gymnosperms, fiber yielding plants and timber yielding plants, or did he classify it as trees, shrubs, and herbs? So Aristotle classified plants into trees, shrubs, and herbs. Okay. The five kingdom classification was done based on certain characteristics. Which of the following form the chief criteria for the above classification? Cell structure, body organization, habitat of the organism, mode of nutrition and reproduction, phylogenetic relationship. So here, all of them are there except for three. So the answer is cell structure, body organization, mode of nutrition, reproduction, and phylogenetic relationship, except for three, that is habitat of the organism, is not considered for the five kingdom classification. So E is the answer for this question, third one. Monera contain none of the following structures except mitochondria, nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, DNA, centriole. So Monera contains none of the following structures except, so the answer is DNA. Fourth is D is the answer. The oldest kingdom is, which is the oldest kingdom? Plantae, Protista, or is it Monera, fungi, and animal? The oldest kingdom is Monera. So remember the answer is the oldest kingdom is Monera. Of the fall of the following organisms, cell wall is present in. Where is the cell wall present in these organisms? So Chlamydomonas and Paramecium. Paramecium doesn't have cell wall. Amoeba and Chlorella. So amoeba doesn't have a cell wall. Euglena doesn't have a cell wall. They have pellicle. Paramecium and amoeba also don't have a cell wall. Chlamydomonas and Chlorella, since they are green algae and they are placed under plant kingdom, so they have the cell wall. Sixth one, E is the answer. Sixth E is the answer. Seventh one, match the following column 1 and column 2. So mycoplasma. So what are they? Organisms that completely lack a cell wall. So first one is Q. So the U bacteria. So bacteria, true bacteria, we call it as U bacteria. So one is Q, second is P. So just see which one of them are there. So there are only two options, A and C. Third one, halophiles. So bacteria living in extremely salty areas. Third, yes. So C is the answer. So the option C is the answer. 1Q. Okay. So this option 1Q, 2P, 3S, 4 thermoacidophiles. So they live in hot springs. So fourth is T. Fifth is R, methanogens. So bacteria living in marshy areas. So that is about the seventh question. Eighth question, bacteria reproduce mainly by fission, budding, fragmentation, conjugation, spore formation. So bacteria reproduce mainly by fission, that is binary fission. So eighth one, A is the answer. Ninth one, all single-celled eukaryotes are placed under. Is it placed under Protista, Monera, Parazoa, fungi, Eumetazoa? All single-celled eukaryotic organisms, they are placed under Protista. Ninth one, A is the answer. Tenth one, All the following can be applicable to protozoans except they are believed to be primitive relatives of animals. They are all heterotrophs and live as predators or parasites. There are six major groups of protozoans. They are single celled. They belong to the kingdom Protista. See, all the following can be applicable to protozoans except which of that? That is incorrect statement for protozoans. So they are believed to be primitive relatives of animal. Yes. They are all heterotrophs and live as predators or parasites. Yes, protozoans are all heterotrophs. There are six major group of protozoans. That is wrong. So 10th one, C is the incorrect statement. Okay, they have only four groups, isn't it? Protozoans. So they have the amoeboid protozoans, ciliate protozoans, flagellate protozoans, and sporozoans. So they are only four major group of protozoans. Slime molds are dash protists, free living, parasitic, symbiotic, saprophytic, nitrogen fixing. Slime molds are saprophytic protists. So 11th one, D is the answer. So they are saprophytic protists. 11th one is D is the answer. In which of the following organisms the body is covered over by a protein-rich layer called pellicle? Euglena is the answer. Euglena does not have a cell wall. Instead, they have a protein-rich layer called as pellicle. So 12th one, C is the answer. 13th one, red tide is caused by Goniolex. Okay, so the red dinoflagellate, which multiplies very fastly, and they also cause the water to be toxic. So where no marine animals like fishes are found. So red tide is caused by Goniolex, which is a red dinoflagellate. So 13th one, A is the answer. 14th one, dash is photosynthetic in the presence of sunlight, and when deprived of sunlight, it behaves like heterotroph by predating on other small organism. So the answer is Euglena. Euglena is photosynthetic in the presence of sunlight. When deprived of sunlight, it behaves like heterotroph by predating on other small organisms. So 14th one, B is the answer. 15th one, yeast comes under which group? Myxomycetes, Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, Deuteromycetes. Under which group does it come? Yes, it is C. Geetika, it is right. C, it is Ascomycetes. So C, Ascomycetes is the right answer. So yeast is placed under Ascomycetes. 16th one, the cell walls of fungi are composed of cellulose only, pectin only, lignin only, chitin and peptidoglycan, chitin and polysaccharides. See, the cell walls of fungi are composed of chitin and polysaccharides. Today's class I had discussed about it. 16th one, E is the answer. 17th one, all the following statements regarding diatoms are correct except. So one statement you have to find which is incorrect. Most of the diatoms are photosynthetic. Yes. They are found in freshwater as well as in marine environment. Yes. The cell walls of diatoms form two thin overlapping shell which fit together as in a soap box. Yes. They are the chief producers in the oceans. Yes. The walls of diatoms are embedded with chitin and cutin, and thus the walls are indestructible. This is the wrong statement. They are made up of siliceous walls. So they are not made up of chitin and cutin. They are made up of siliceous wall. 17th, E is the wrong answer. 17th, E is the wrong answer. 18th one, presence of stiff cellulose plates on the outer surface of the cell wall is a characteristic feature of slime molds, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, flagellated protozoans, blue-green algae. So the presence of stiff cell plates, you find it in case of dinoflagellates. 18th one, B is the answer. So 18th one, B is the answer. 19th one, the primary grouping of protozoans is based on size and shape, mode of nutrition, mode of reproduction, their habitat, locomotor structure. The primary grouping of protozoan is based on locomotor structure. Like pseudopodia, if they are placed under amoeboid protozoans. If they have cilia, they are placed under ciliata. Then if they have flagella, they are placed under flagellata. Non-motile, they are placed under sporozoans. So primary grouping of protozoans is based on locomotor structures. 19th E is the answer. The study of fungi is called as, what is the study of fungi called as?
Mycology.
20, yes, B is the right answer. 20th, B is the right answer. So mycology. Phycology is study of algae. Pelinology is study of pollen grain. Malacology is study of snails. Myrmecology, I do not know about that. Okay, malacology, study of snails. Okay, 1 minute. So it is the study of ants, entomology that deals with ants. Myrmecology is study of ants, ants. So just remember about ants. Okay. So the next one, 21st question. The mycelium in fungi may be septate or aseptate. In which of the following classes the mycelium is aseptate and cenocytic? Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes, Deuteromycetes, both A and B. In which of them the mycelium is aseptate without septa and cenocytic, that is, they have a multinucleate uh, hyphae. So, in which of them they have this thing? The answer is 21st. A. Phycomycetes has aseptate and cenocytic mycelium. Trypanosoma gambiensis is a obligatory monogenic parasite, obligatory digenic parasite, or is it facultative monogenetic, facultative digenetic, or incidental non-pathogenic parasite? What is Trypanosoma gambiensis? So the 22nd, the answer is B. It is obligatory. Obligatory means compulsory. Digenetic parasite. Okay, it is obligatory digenetic parasite. So digenetic parasite implies those that require more than one host to their complete their life cycle. So we call them as digenetic parasites. So it is obligatory, compulsory digenetic parasite, which has more than one host. Two hosts are there. A cell from an unknown organism is examined under a microscope. It has a membrane bound nucleus, that means it is eukaryotic, a large central vacuole, chloroplast, and a cell wall. So it's a plant cell. What type of cell is it? The answer is C, plant cell. So 23rd, the answer is C, plant cell. So plant cell is the answer. So match the following. Rhizopus, so edible mushroom, Puccinia, or is it bread mold? Poisonous mushroom, Baker's is Rhizopus is bread mold. Agaricus sylvaticus. Okay. So the black rust of wheat, it is the Puccinia graminease. So one is M, one is M, and I could say the answer for fourth one because I've not come across second and third. So fourth one, the answer is uh, black rust or wheat. The answer is going to be uh, Puccinia graminease, L. So one is M and fourth one is L. So there is one is M and fourth one is L. So 2 points are there. Then Saccharomyces, it is the baker's yeast. So fifth is O. One is M, fourth is L, fifth is 0. So there are two options with the same, okay, with the same options. So C and D, either of this it should be. So the let us go through the answer. So the 24th, the answer is C. One is M, two is N, two is Agaricus sylvaticus, two is N, that is poisonous mushroom, Agaricus campestris, K, that is edible mushroom. Okay, so here sylvaticus is poisonous, campestris is edible mushroom. So C is the answer. Fungi stores food in the form of glycogen, inulin, glucose, starch, or both A and B. So what is the answer for 25th? So they store reserve food material in the form of glycogen. So I have already described this in today's topic, isn't it? So the protozoan, yes. Okay, the protozoan Trypanosoma gambiensis causes the disease elephantiasis, African sleeping sickness, yellow fever, typhus fever. So B is the answer. Good. So many of you have come with the correct answer. So B is the answer. Good. So B, African sleeping sickness is the answer. For fungi, stored food is in the form of glycogen. Good. So let us read the next question after this. Viruses did not find a place in Whitaker's five kingdom classification since they are obligate parasites. They take over the machinery of the host cell to replicate. They remain inactive in the free state. They do not possess a metabolic machinery of their own. They are not truly living. So why were they not placed, viruses, under the classification of uh, the Whitaker's classification, five kingdom classification? So they are not truly living. That is the reason he has not placed it. There is no cellular organization. So only in the host cell they are going to be active. So that is the reason 27th E is the answer. They are not truly living. Okay. So outside the body, they exist as non-living things. Within the host, they exist as living things. So they are not completely, truly living. So that is the answer for it. So 27th E is the answer. 28th, from the following, choose the characters applicable to the members belonging to the kingdom Animalia. So 28th, we have the answers. So they are heterotrophic, eukaryotic organisms lacking a cell wall. So this is a correct one. They directly or indirectly depend on plants for food. Correct. Second one is also correct. They store food reserves as glycogen or fat. Third one is also correct. Fourth one, their mode of nutrition is either holozoic or volophytic. So fourth is not correct. Fifth one, they follow a definite growth pattern. That is also correct. Both lower and higher form shows elaborate sensory and neuromotor mechanism. That is wrong. That is not there. Okay. So the sexual reproduction is by copulation of male and female followed by embryological development. So here D is the right answer. Only 1, 2, 3, 5, and 7 are correct, whereas fourth and sixth are incorrect statements. The principal component of viruses are protein and lipid, DNA and RNA, RNA and lipid, DNA and carbohydrate. So you should be saying the right answer, which is the principal component of viruses. The answer is E. Tejaswini, the answer is E, protein and nucleic acid. So protein and nucleic acid is the principal components of nucleoproteinaceous in nature. We use the term nucleoproteinaceous in nature, so you might be aware of that. So protein and nucleic acid. So 29th E is the correct answer. So 30th, An American microbiologist who isolated the tobacco mosaic virus in the form of crystals. So it is a very easy answer, Stanley. So 30th, A is the answer. So Stanley isolated the tobacco mosaic virus as crystals. So that was done by an American microbiologist, Stanley. Generally, viruses that infect plants have single-stranded RNA, double-stranded RNA, single-stranded DNA, double-stranded DNA, both DNA and RNA. It is not possible. Viruses never have both DNA and RNA. So the 31st part of it, the answer is single-stranded RNA. In viruses that infect plants have single-stranded RNA. So a taxonomic system based only on the traits that reflect the order in time in which branches arose in phylogenetic trees is called phylogeny, cladistics, classical, phonetics, Adansonian. So what is this defined as? So a taxonomic system based on the only on the traits that reflect the order in time in which branches arose. So the 32nd, the answer is cladistics. So this branch of taxonomy, cladistics is a taxonomic system based only on the traits that reflect the order in time in which branches arose in phylogenetic tree. It is called as cladistics. So 32nd B is the answer. So 33rd, the group of organisms which are considered as oxygen evolvers are chemoautotrophs, chemoheterotrophs, chemolithotrophs, eukaryotes, or photoautotrophs. So the group of organisms which are considered as oxygen evolvers are 33E. Photoautotrophs is the answer. So the organisms which undergo photosynthetic autotrophic organisms, they are going to liberate oxygen. Prions are a single-stranded DNA, a single double-stranded DNA, histone and RNA, histone and non-histone, an infectious protein. Prions are an infectious protein. 34th, E is the answer. 35th, cell wall of bacteria possess diaminopimelic acid, which along with other amino acids form peptide, which interconnect the glycan part, which is known as, so we call it as murine. So let us check out the answer. So 35th, the answer is E, murine. So they contain aminopimelic acid, along with other amino acids to form a peptide, which interconnect the glycan part. This is known as murin. So 35th E is the answer. 36th, a unicellular organism often considered as a connecting link between plants and animals is Monocystis, Paramecium, Euglena, slime mold, ant amoeba. So the answer is 36th C. So the Euglena is considered to be a connecting link between plants and animals. Slime molds are included under Protista. So slime molds are included under Protista. The terms such as classification, systematics, and taxonomy were given separate meanings by R.H. Whitaker, Linnaeus, or Simpson. Simpson gave terms such as classification, systematics, and taxonomy were given separate meanings by Simpson. C is the answer. 38. 39th, chemical constituents of plants such as alkaloids, raphides, crystals, aromatic compounds, etc., are used as characteristic for which type of new systematics? The answer is taxonomy. The answer is chemotaxonomy. 39th A is the answer. So that completes our brief discussion of this biological classification topic. So the MCQs for this is completed. Any doubts or clarifications, dear students?